All right, now we're recording. And I'm going to look that up while we're listening.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is.
I'll find it. All right, give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear. No?
No.
You know, because I recorded instead of doing what I was supposed to do. Hold on. Okay.
It changed your business. Okay, so I'm really passionate about launches because when I started in December of 2017, we were actually on the brink of launching 80-Day Obsession. So I was a brand new coach. I had never finished a Beachbody program. I didn't have a transformation. I was 30 pounds heavier than I am today. I had 500 Instagram followers. I don't even think I had ever posted an Instagram story before. But there was this 80-day program coming out, and I was excited about it. I was excited about where the journey was going to take me, and I was ready to go all in, and I was going to figure it out. So I talked about it all the time. I talked my stories. I posted consistently. We had, preview workouts. Hint, hint, there was one that dropped today that you can use, but I shared about it on my social media to anybody that would listen, and as well as like people I worked with, and I talked to everyone. I invited like crazy. And in my first month as a coach, because of that excitement, because of that action I took by talking to anyone and inviting everyone, I hit SC40 in my first month as a coach and Diamond in 3 weeks. And that was solely because of, these steps that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. But not only that, that momentum kickstarted my business. And after I finished the 80-day program and I lost 15 pounds and I created this insane trust with my followers, I decided to launch the program again. The network wasn't launching it again, but I decided that I was going to launch it again for my business. And I added 50 new challengers to my challenge group. And 2 months later, my team that, was only 9 months old ended up hitting elite for the first time. And that was around the same time that I was able to leave my teaching job. Now, Beachbody doesn't guarantee any income or success. And I think that's something that we all need to remember, because I worked my tail off to get to where I was, but it all started with a launch. And so I think, this National Wake Up Call and this new program launch that we are, right on top of can not only change your business, but it can kickstart it like it did for me. So, Sandy, do you want me to just go right into the 3 steps? Take it away, Kate. You're doing great.
All right, perfect. So I have 3.5 steps that I use for, taking launches head on, and what I teach my new coaches. So number 1 is you've got to be excited. You have to be excited about these amazing program and products that Beachbody gives us to be able to catapult our businesses. And I found that if you're not excited about it, nobody else is going to be. Excitement breeds excitement. And I like to share a lot of the excitement on my stories on Instagram, because I believe in the power of voice. I believe when people can hear you talking about something or hear your passion behind something, it lights a fire in them that you can't really get when you're typing out words or you're reading a post on social media. So I really hone in on that excitement through my stories, and I'm talking about specifically why I'm excited. What is it about the program or product that I'm excited about? For Barre, I might be talking about how I'm super excited that it's low impact but still high intensity, because it's a perfect fit for literally anyone. I might also talk about how there's such a big personal development and emotional growth part to Barre because of the affirmation cards. And so I'm being things and think about the things that I'm excited about, and I'm talking and using my voice. And I know this can be kind of a scary thing for newer coaches because, you've never talked in your stories before and you want to make sure you're saying the right thing. But at the end of the day, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you just have to put it out there. You just have to be your authentic and real self. I also have found that there's not going to be, you're not going to love every program. You might not be super stoked about certain programs or products because maybe it's not a good fit for you, but the excitement can be about how you are able to use this to serve other people. So I have just realized in my business that if someone relates to me and my story and my brand, say that they're someone who feels really burned out in their job, or, they're struggling with the same things that I struggled with, but maybe they don't have 30 pounds to lose, or maybe they don't love cardio as much as I do. That doesn't mean that I can't help them. And I believe that in order for me to be the best coach that I can be, I have to take advantage of every resource, program, product that Beachbody gives us to coach other people on their health and fitness goals. And so I take advantage of every launch, no matter if I'm going to be doing the program, right away or not. But I think it's important to get excited about it and how you can serve other people, even if it's not for yourself. I also want to bring up the holidays because we are right in the midst of holiday season. And like I always say, it is a holiday, not a whole month. And there's a couple days out of the next couple months that you're going to be eating off your meal plan. There's going to be, Thanksgiving and Christmas and Hanukkah and whatever you celebrate. But that doesn't mean you can't get results. And that doesn't mean you can't build a routine that is sustainable where you can get your workout on before you start cooking the turkey. I like to talk about this on my social media and how I'm excited about people who start their journey now get to wake up on January 1st, already routine, not panicking about what membership they're going to get or what program they're going to try or what quick fix or diet they're going to invest in. They already have a routine because they started with you during the holiday season because you kept showing up. And those people that don't show up, those people that don't join you during the holidays, they are going to join you in January because they're going to look at you and say, she showed up in October, November, and December. She showed up every single day. She invited me. She followed up, or he. And they're going to think I'm going to join them because they kept showing up even when no one else did. So right now is, I think the pivotal part of your business. This is probably what I like to call hustle season. This is when I want myself and my team to be showing up the most because come January, you want people to think of you and you want them to think of your excitement around what you have to offer. So that's tip number one. There's a lot of nuggets in there, but tip number two is preparation. So I have a teacher brain, and when I think of preparation, I think of my planning period, or I think of building a curriculum or a unit in order to serve and educate my students. It's the same thing with this business. I think you have to come up with an outcome that you want to have and then plan backwards from it. So I think of, what do I want my outcome to be? How many people do I want to add to this group? How many lives do I want to change? What kind of excitement or energy do I want to bring with this program launch or product launch? And I plan backwards from that. A couple of things that I think you absolutely should have planned ahead of time, and the things that I have planned ahead of time are my invites. So what is my invite going to look like? And I'm going to give you an example. So I keep my invites super short and sweet and to the point. And I also make sure that it sounds like me, because if people are watching my stories and they're liking my photos and they're following me, I want it to sound authentic and not scripted, more like I'm having a conversation with them. So I would say something like, hey sister, happy Monday. I don't know if you've seen, but we're launching a new bar program and the sample workout just dropped. I wanted to just check in and see if you wanted to get more info or try it out for yourself. That's it. Super short, sweet, to the point. Make it sound, I feel like you need to make it sound like you. How would I talk to my sister about this? How would I talk to my best friend about this? And that is going to get people more interested in having a conversation around it, I think. And the fact that we have a sample workout with Bar that we can offer to people right out the gate, like, here's this totally free resource, you can try it out. If not, cool, If so, even better. It's a really, really good way to intertwine that into your invite. I also make sure that I have any info emails that I want to send. I usually send an email that, talks about the value of what we have to offer with the program. I talk about how you get a year of Beachbody On Demand. I talk about the coaching and the accountability groups. And I plug that all into an email with pricing and different package options. And some, coaches do this differently. You can do it in an email. You can do it in, just maybe a short bulleted out text message that you can send to people, or make a PDF guide in Canva. But creating all of that ahead of time really helps you prepare for the launch, because you can focus on talking to people. You get to focus on how you show up. You get to focus on how you're talking to people. You get to focus on, helping other people change their lives, instead of worrying about if you have an email finished, or if you have, the PDF done, or what your invite should sound like. If you have all of that prepared ahead of time, then you get to focus on the fun part, which is talking to people and helping people change their lives. Number 3 tip, okay, excitement, preparation. Number 3 is action. And I feel like this is the most important part of the call. You have to take action. And I have found myself even collecting information and doing the back end of stuff, and, finding comfort in doing things that I feel when I feel ready. But taking action is what is going to propel your business forward. So an example of taking action would be inviting. Invite, invite, invite. You guys have a gift that you need to offer to people, and it would be selfish if you held it back, because this platform, these programs and products can absolutely not only change people's lives, but save them. And you have it to offer to people. Don't be scared to share that. So when I started coaching, my first couple goals were to pay for my own products, hold myself accountable for my own journey, and get my nails done whenever I wanted. That was my goal. I started inviting about 30 people a day, and I'm going to give you some numbers, but I also want you to know, you don't have to do this. This isn't on the business activity tracker, but this is what I did, and this is why I did it. So I started sending about 30 invites out the gate when I was a brand new coach. Remember, didn't have a transformation, didn't know anything going into it, had 500 Instagram followers, had some Facebook friends from high school. And I started inviting about 30 people a day. And when I was seeing that the goals that I had set for myself were starting to come to fruition because of that action I was taking, I started to not only up my action, but I started to up my dreams too. So a couple months into coaching, I started to think I could actually do something with this. I could take this and I could work from home and do coaching full time. I have these dreams and aspirations of a life that I want to create, and 30 invites a day is just not going to cut it for me. My business, honestly, 7-star diamond, an elite team, my business is still built on inviting. And if I didn't invite, I wouldn't have a business. So I upped my invites to 62 a day. And it was because there's lots of trainings about this on YouTube, but I took a notebook and I did 2 columns. So I lined the what are they called? Rows, the lines with numbers. And it was 1 through 31, 32 through 62. And I did not go to bed until those invites were done. I was teaching full time. I was working out at 4 a.m. because 80-day obsession, it was hour-long workouts. And I was staying up late to work my business, not only because I wanted to take action and have these goals and hit these dreams, but because I was so passionate about what we had to offer. So I was inviting like crazy. Now, with that, I want you guys to pick a number that feels good to you. You do not have to send 30, 60, 100 invites a day in order to be successful. But I recommend picking a number that feels good to you that you can be consistent with. If it's 15 invites a day that you can be consistent with, do that. I would rather my coaches be consistent with a number than to send 100 on one day and not send invites for the rest of the week. Pick a number that feels good to you, but remember that the more people you talk to, the more lives you're going to change. So That's just the whole mindset that I've had around my business. Also, posting. So another part of the action piece is posting. If you're not posting about the program that you have to offer or the lifestyle that you're living or coaching, then no one's going to know what you're doing when you invite them. So you want to make sure that you're posting, talking on social media. I make sure that I'm posting at least once or twice a day on my feed. And then I'm posting on stories all day long because I love talking to my Instagram peeps. And a good way to take these launches and kind of intertwine it with your normal posting is to, maybe you want to take bar and compare it to another bar class. Go find maybe a bar class that's in your area that you can try out and kind of compare the two, or talk about how you're so excited for the bar program to launch because you get the convenience of doing it at home. You get the convenience of, the 30 to 40 minute workout from your living room, and using different objections or comparisons to create these posts. A lot of times my new coaches say, well, I don't know what to post about. What are people in your inbox saying? When you're inviting, what is the reason for saying no? Or what is their hesitation? Or what are their excuses that you're hearing? Taking those and turning them into a post are so critical in my business, because it kind of shows people in a non-threatening way, like, this is an excuse and this is what you can do. And this is what I have to offer, this solution to all of your excuses or hesitations or problems. The next thing with action is follow up. I can't even tell you how many times I've sent 15, 30, 60 invites and not one person has responded. It happens all the time. It's normal. There's a book called Go for No. And, I started to keep track of, when I was a new coach, how many no's was I getting or how many people were ghosting me. Following up is critical to your business. I watched my coach for 9 months, and over the course of 9 months, she reached out to me and asked me how things were going. She invited me to another challenge group. She asked me if I wanted to be a coach. And although I said no and had an excuse every time, when I was ready, I thought of her and not someone else on my feed. I saw the statistic that it actually takes 8 or more times, or 5 to 8 times, for someone to purchase a product. It takes that many times for someone to purchase that they're getting followed up with. So it takes 5 to 8 follow-ups for someone to say yes to an opportunity or to buy a product. But salespeople or coaches, it's about 40% of those people give up after I think it's the first follow-up or something. It's a really good statistic. Basically, follow up with people. But follow-ups are absolutely critical. A good way to follow up, maybe if you send out a sample workout, send them the sample workout, next day follow up and ask them how it went. Or maybe someone told you a couple months ago that they love going to their bar classes or they love, going to a boot camp gym or whatever it might be. Just following up with them and asking them how their routine is going is a way that you can touch base with them, especially if they're still watching you, and see if maybe they want to add something else into their routine. Okay, last thing when it comes to action is extending the life of a launch. And this is what I was talking about when I said I launched 80-Day Obsession and then I relaunched it, a few months later. I did the same thing with MM100. So I launched it at the network launch. So that was this past summer. And then about 30 days into the program, I decided I was going to start ramping it up again and creating another challenge group for people that wanted to start. And the way that I did that was taking progress photos from my challenge group, from myself, testimonials, and sharing that on my social media to have people get FOMO, which is fear of missing out, if you don't know what that means, and get people excited about starting their own journey again. So you relaunch the program. A way that you could maybe relaunch BAR. So the way that I'm thinking I'm going to launch BAR and 6 Weeks of the Work more than once is I'm going to launch BAR like crazy this month because we have an opportunity that we have to share and is unlike anything else. But I'm also going to launch it again in the new year, partnered with 6 Weeks of the Work, to give people options. Look, this challenge group, you're going to all be in the same group together. there, but you can decide, do you want to do a lower impact, high intensity bar program, or are you into like an athlete, super intense, high intensity, high impact, like let's freaking go program. And it gives people that option. So not only am I launching bar a second time, but I'm launching 6 weeks of the work a second time and extending the life of those programs. At the end of the day, you can launch programs however many times you want, and you can launch them at any point in your business. You can relaunch 21 Day Fix because you want to start 21 Day Fix and you want a bunch of people to come along with you. That excitement, that preparation, and that action is what's going to drive that launch, not necessarily the time of the year. Okay, I have a couple next steps that I want to give you that I give my coaches and I look at myself as well. So when we're looking at this bar launch, what do you want the outcome to be? So I always ask myself, what do I want the outcome to be? How many lives do I want to change? How many people do I want to help? What do I want my challenge group to look like? What do I want my invite to sound like? These are all questions that I ask myself, and I have my team ask themselves as well. When you have a clear vision of how you want to launch or what you want to do with the program, and I think this is a really cool part about coaching, that we have this creative space to be able to decide that for our own businesses, then you're going to be able to take this launch wherever you want to take it. It's all up to you and the excitement you put around it, the preparation you put into it, and the action that you're going to take before, during, and after that's going to catapult your business.
And I lost you guys. All right. What do you guys think?
I'm pumped. I love bar.
I'm excited for it. And I liked her. I liked her take on the whole thing. Tangible things. I like that, the excitement that you put around it is going to impact how you do with the whole launch. Because if you're not excited, nobody else around you is going to get excited either.
Right.
And I liked how she said, talking about it on stories, as scary as it can be for people, me being one of them, it does make a big difference when people can hear your excitement rather than reading it from a post or reading typed out words on a story.
Right. So I'm trying to get better about that. It's hard.
It is hard.
When I go live sometimes, or when I do it, I'll hide who can see me. Sometimes that helps a little because it's I forget that they're there,
Oh, you hide who, so you can't see who's watching you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like going live. I just go on my stories.
I know.
Although I never felt like I got anything from my live videos, so I just kind of stopped doing them.
I did too, but everybody keeps saying that that's where it's at. So I'm okay, I need to not just be done with it. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's been granted, I'm doing one every 2 weeks. It's not I'm being real successful, but I do feel that's what I keep hearing.
I haven't heard that.
What? To keep doing it?
Huh?
To what? Keep doing them?
Yeah.
Well, that's what Megan McQuaid's all about.
Yeah.
And that's what even just Kate Morgan just said it too. You know what I mean? Just being real, because that's what people follow. They don't care if it's bar, they like you. And right. If they can't see you, they're not gonna,
But I don't know if she was necessarily saying go live on Facebook. I think it was just talking in her stories.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't mean live. I just mean having your voice,
Oh yeah, I can talk in my stories all day long, but don't make me do a live Facebook video.
Facebook's mean.
There's a difference. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Okay. So I looked up, if somebody buys a challenge pack in November, they get $20 off the accessory bundle, or $10 off the digital unlock. So that's also a little push for the next 5 days.
And is that starting the 13th that they can then get that? Or is that just if you're a coach the 13th of December?
No, December 3rd if you're a coach.
Or 3rd, I mean. Yeah. Okay, the 3rd.
December 15th, customers can buy. Another cool thing is that all active coaches, as of December 2nd, will get 3 promo codes for December to use, send out. I didn't know that. I guess it would help if I read my back office news, huh?
Me too. It's not December yet, Sarah. We have time.
I know, but I didn't even know. I think I hadn't even heard about it. I was like,
I
"Ooh,
haven't
really?
either,
All
no.
active coaches? Sweet."
Yeah.
So for $10 off, everybody that's active will be getting 3 promo codes.
Cool.
So that's a good addition to
And so that would be husband accounts too, right? Obviously, like,
any active coach you have under you.
just huge. Yeah.
So it could be 3, 6, 9. Shouldn't be
Yeah.
more than 9 legally. Beachbody legally. Okay, so does anybody have questions about the launch? Yes, my dear. Did she speak to you, Cheryl?
Oh my gosh, these people always speak to me. It's so bad because I'm just sitting there like, oh yeah, and I'm writing notes.
When she started talking about like her teacher brain and planning, I was like, oh, Cheryl. Anyway,
yeah,
go ahead.
that's me. So she was mentioning how she's obviously going to launch bar specifically for December, but then come January, she's going to continue just to push, launching bar, but then relaunching the work. So one question I wrote down is, when is the work going to be available on demand for anybody? Like, when's that early VIP access going to end and it just goes on to on demand?
I don't think it's till April.
Yeah, I thought it was
Okay.
April too.
It's a long time.
So if you did it in January, it would still be like kind of like a VIP bonus.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And
they
then-
could do the challenge pack of it. What, 170, 180, something like that.
But possibly use like those promo codes though that we're getting in
Right.
December too to kind of push. Okay. Cool.
And then
Yeah.
isn't he coming out with another program with it or something different soon too, like in January?
He's coming out with prep for the work,
Prep. Okay.
like
I
gearing
love his
people up to
page.
do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely on my to-do list after bar.
It's a good one.
I just
It's
can't do
not
all
as
those
hard
moves
as
yet.
I thought it was going to be. Like, I just started my second round and I am not cardio. It is not cardio.
Well, that's good. But
Like,
there's a lot of
M100 was harder cardio for me than the work. The work is longer, which is emotionally different. But the weights are awesome. Like, my body is loving it in comparison to MM100. MM100, the weights were too small for me. But I couldn't have done heavier, So it's like, I don't know.
there's a lot of reps in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Digging it.
Any other questions? No, we're all good. Okay. So we're gonna take it like 1 week at a time. So like basically focus on getting the sample workout out. I posted the Vimeo link in our team page today. It's also in Dream Again. I think Amy posted it in her page. So they don't have to like log into Beachbody On Demand or have Beachbody On Demand to do it. They can just go to that Vimeo link.
Okay. I was wondering about that link.
Yeah, it's on our team page.
Okay.
I mean, you can go to Beachbody On Demand even if you're not a member and like search bar blend and it'll say like play sample workout. But that's kind of a pain in the butt. They don't know what they're looking for. It's easier just to send them that the straight link to it. So just focus on that this week. Plus Black Friday sale. Did you read any of that, Amy, at all? I think it's Friday to Monday.
Friday to Monday. Yeah, I haven't read a lot of it. I'm going to start posting about it tonight or probably tomorrow night actually, and just start anybody liking my story or watching my stories. I'm going to just send a message to for sure.
Yeah. So I would talk about that in your stories over at some point in the next couple of days before Friday for sure. probably tomorrow, Wednesday. Mention it. I think Tara put a post like, who else is crazy about sales like I am? Just something silly. And then the Google Drive I looked at, it was from Tara. It's a lot of back to school flash sale scripts. So you have to like switch it up and change it, but you can basically kind of use the same stuff. But I would actually, I think a big thing is going back to people who told you no in the past rather than new people, and tell them about the flash sale. You know, invite them to join the group and check out the sales. I know if I was interested at some point, but just like couldn't afford it or something, I would want somebody to come back to me and put me in tell me about a Black Friday sale. Sorry, I keep saying flash sale. 3-day refresh. Your peeps. Amy and I are running a group. What are we doing?
Well, I don't know. I'm definitely, so I'm going to do, it's up to you, Sarah. If you want to do a separate group, we can. I'm also, and I know in our challenge group, we're going to be putting people in our challenge group just because sometimes that then sparks them to want to try something new for January, but I can do both.
I like the idea of putting people in the actual challenge group so they can see it. And
that's what Tara recommended.
Right. And kind of adding posts in there that way. My only concern with the app is if you remove somebody, you can't add them back in.
See, and we're not doing the app this round.
Right. So you can take people out and put them back in. But
you could always put them in our group. I don't know if that's helpful if you're not in,
right. But we'll probably start a new app group come January anyway. So does it really matter if you remove them? You can always add them into the New Year group. All right.
We can talk more about that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out before Wednesday. What else? Amy, what about the calendar? My brain's farting.
Yeah, I think we said we were going to talk about the calendar later and then tell them. I think that's why you can't remember.
Okay.
Right?
So we're going to do a calendar tomorrow together.
Yeah, and we're talking like 12 Days of Fitness is coming in December. So we're going to figure out what that's going to look like. Coaching Seat Peak in December, right? And we're just going to iron it out tomorrow and then share, right?
Right.
Okay.
We're going to keep the month simple because everybody's busy and crazy and holidays. So your job this week is bar, sample workout, and Black Friday. And any 3-day refresh stragglers.
Yep.
Follow up with people that you invited last week if you haven't heard back from them. Like she said, it takes 5 to 8 follow-ups, which I am a thorough believer of.
I am too. It works. It really does. Writing down those invites.
She said too, like, how's your routine going? That's such an easy question.
Yes.
That's not salesy. And opens up a whole conversation. I really like that one.
Yeah, me too.
And I've said before too, like when people are like, hey, I'm into, healthy habits or whatever like that. And I'll say, instead of like, how's your routine going? I'll say, so how's your wellness journey going? So that, they know it's all still kind of like, hey, I'm interested in what you're doing since you're interested in what I'm doing. So why don't we try and work that all out together?
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Anything else?
What day are we meeting next week? Did we decide that? I know it's next week, but are we going to go back to Wednesdays or?
Yeah, we'll go back. We just did this week, so Thanksgiving craziness.
Okay.
I probably won't be on for next Wednesday because that's Holden's birthday.
Little scrumptious.
Yeah, him and his little brace face.
Oh, he's so cute.
Oh.
He got braces today.
Yep.
Oh,
Holden.
oh, he's gonna be so sore tomorrow.
Yeah, he right now he says it's like the bands in the back, like they're rubbing his cheeks, so that's what's hurting. The front part doesn't seem to bother him, but they gave him the wax and all that stuff, and he just doesn't listen to me. So I'm like, whatever.
He's an 8-year-old boy.
Right. I was like, sounds right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, if you guys have questions about the flash sale, in the meantime, reach out to us. Let us know,
Yeah.
and I'll make sure to read more about it by then.
Yeah. I think it's basically, I don't even know what the sales are. Ooh, I do know that Beachbody, hold on, I did want to mention this. Corporate, it actually has their flash sale starting Friday, right? No, starting tomorrow?
Yeah, for apparel too, right?
Yes, apparel. The refresh goes on sale for 10% off. And you can
Tomorrow?
get it tomorrow. And you can get it with Pumpkin Shakeology. As your
Well, and that's something, Sarah, we may want to figure out. Like, if all of a sudden we get a bunch of people interested in the 3-day refresh that's not ready to start Monday, maybe that's when we do a second group or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
I mean, if it's 10% off, if people are on the fence, like 10%, I mean, it's not a ton, but it's a little bit.
Right. Well, that's like yesterday. I just said I was going to go back tomorrow and follow up with all those people that I invited last week, and I haven't like locked in. I'm going to say
Yeah.
like, hey, it's on sale today for 10% off,
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
and you
Since
can
I
get
did it
pumpkin
today.
spice Shakeology. All supplies last. So I guess
Yes.
it's not sold out anymore if they're making a sale. But if you go on the shop, if you go on the normal website, hit shop, you'll see like the Black Friday banner tomorrow. And there's a bunch of stuff on there for us.
Okay.
Go check it out. And if you buy something and you have a spouse account, go buy through your spouse account. Give yourself the volume. So, all right. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
Good
Right.
turkey day.
Yay. Eat a
Enjoy
lot of turkey.
Eat all the things. All right. Good night, guys.
All right. Night.
Night.
Yeah.